All right, so we are going to run you guys through the process of downloading a multi-track session and then importing it into Pro Tools. It is a rather easy process. So let's start at this web page that we were talking about, where it's the tinyurl.com/songs to download. And we can pick on one of these files. If I listen to this one and I like this song, we're going to download this track here. So if I hit this tracks, now for me, I am downloading an edited excerpt just because I don't want to waste time. For example, I have about a minute left on this 72 megabyte file. So while it is downloading, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we are doing. Oh boy, the internet is so slow here right now. So hopefully it'll work for us. But this song right here, as we're downloading it, you can try this as well. If you click on Macintosh HD, on the left side over here, you will see downloads. And the downloads is right here. It still says unconfirmed download because it is still downloading. For example, it is down here. When we download this actual file, it's a zip file. What is a zip file? It's basically one file, and we're going to unzip it, and a bunch of files are going to come out of there. So we're going to unzip this file, and it's going to have a bunch of tracks. We're not going to move the tracks. We're going to leave them there and just have that folder opened up. And when we use Pro Tools, to import the audio, that's when we're going to copy it into the session. I also want to say this right now while this is downloading. Do not leave these files in your download folder and just add them into Pro Tools. We want to make sure you copy them into Pro Tools so that everything is in the same folder. Otherwise, your life will be a nightmare in the future. So once we download this, we have the song, which is a zip file. If we click on it, we'll see it unzips. And now we have the folder that has all of the tracks inside of it. Raise your hand if you have done this by any chance. Is anybody unzipped at all? Okay. I want to show you something here. I'm going to give you some information, but I'm going to right click on here by control and clicking and get info. And I can usually tell, however it doesn't say it here right now. I wanted to see what bit depth and sample rate this was. And I'm not sure. So I'm going to give you a predetermined one. So now we can go to Pro Tools, and when we run Pro Tools, we're going to create a new session. And then we're going to import those files. So we are basically making a new session in Pro Tools. Something I want to explain is like you're not downloading a Pro Tools session. You're downloading WAV files that you can use in Logic. You could use it in GarageBand if you knew how to import it. You could use Nuendo. You could use Fruity Loops. You can use Pro Tools. You can use anything you want. These are just the audio files. So once I have Pro Tools open, I'm going to hit New Session. I want to say the last time I did this, it was 44.1 and 24-bit, the sample rate. We'll just want to look at our waveforms and see if we can figure it out. This time it really didn't show us. So I'll make a blank session, and the name of my session was, the time zone. So that's how I like to do things sometimes instead of typing. You guys may want to save this to your desktop. So I'll put it to desktop for now. So once we have Pro Tools open, we're looking at a blank session. Now, at this point, we have no tracks or anything. We want to import audio. So I'm going to hit File and go to Import Audio. Who's following me right now? Okay. I'm going to work with you guys in a minute. Just wondering if anybody's following. So when we go to File, Import Audio, this is where I search over here at my downloads. This is where I search on my downloads for that folder that has all of those tracks in it. Where are they? There's one folder. Where's the other folder? There it is. So here's all my audio files. I'm going to click on the first one, hold shift, and click on the last one. These are all different WAV files right here. And there's a text file. We're not going to use the text file. But this is the part where I was talking about before. We want to copy all of these files from that downloads folder. We're going to copy them into the Pro Tools session. So when I hit done, it'll say, where do we want to put them? And we'll say we're going to put them in the audio files folder of this Pro Tools session. So I'm going to hit open here. It's just asking, where do you want to save the audio files? 100% of the time, it wants to put it in the audio files folder for the Pro Tools session, which is the right spot. So as we hit OK and we hit new track, here is all of our tracks for that session right now. And most of the time they all line up based off of how they label their files. But kick, snare, hi-hat, snare tops, overheads, your bass, electric guitars, a clavinet, a synth, MIDI, strings, vocals, backing vocals. It's the entire session right there, and I'll just give you a quick preview. There's the song. That's how it sounds. From there, you guys can choose to mix it however you want. And if we go back to the internet website where we originally started, this is what the song was. That's what the song was. So there's our reference file. And that's what we have. So it's pretty easy to import these audio files. You just have to practice a few times. But thank you for watching, and Godspeed.